hear nothing, Josh. Are we live? Are we live? Hey, where'd the music go, Josh? I don't know.
You're not hearing anything?
I'm not hearing anything.
You got me?
I can hear you through here, but I don't hear nothing here. Anyway, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can't hear you, but that's okay. Let's keep the show going. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. Maybe you have a little technical difficulty. I'm not sure, but we'll find out here in a minute if I got live music or not. But I don't hear anything whatsoever. I hope everybody can hear me.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Now
Had me turned down. That's all right. I see what you're doing. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show, Underhood Show, presented by Hambelton Ford. My name is Phil Nightingale. I'm the general manager. Josh Profit, our service director. Morning, Josh.
Good morning.
We got a special guest today or not?
Well, I thought we had legitly. I thought there was somebody coming on this morning, but then I think I just got you wondering, and I don't know.
Yeah, probably so.
How it goes.
Yeah, probably so. So anyway, hey, let's get the phones ringing. 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything in the automobile world you want to talk about. I'd love to hear from you and give you a great price package, about over $130 for each and every caller. As always, Josh, what's in that package?
So we're going to mail it out to you, but it's going to consist of the works, which is an oil change and tire rotation. We use Motorcraft oil and filter products here at Hambelton Ford. While we're performing that, we're also going to complete a multi-point inspection on your vehicle, checking over the brakes, tires, steering, suspension, all the safety-related components on your vehicle, just making sure that it's ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving. You'll also receive yourself $10 to Mel's Diner, so you can get yourself something to eat and drink while you're here with us at the big corner, as well as complete nitrogen for your tires. So you get all the great benefits that nitrogen has to offer. And then a BG products package, which consists of a can of MOA or motor oil additive for your engine oil. And then CFI for your fuel system. Again, just getting that vehicle geared up and ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving.
All right, 316-462-3673. Let's get the phones ringing. Love to hear from you and give you this great package. Good morning, Delbert. Good morning, Jim Petty. Thanks for joining in, everybody. Love to hear from you. So 316-462-3673. Anything in the automobile world, anything ailing your car, dial that number up. It comes to our front desk here at the dealership. Let them know you're on the want to get patched into the radio show with your question, and they'll dial you up here and let us know you're on the line, and we'll patch you in and see what's on your mind or whatever. Anything we want to talk about today, which going on in the automobile world, is great and fantastic. So, Josh, let's talk about new cars here for a minute. Seeing all over plants are shutting down again because we're still running out of chips. And it's not just Ford, it's all manufacturers. And talking to a gentleman the other day here in our showroom, and he buys semis, and he said that he can't even take an order. They won't even take his order for a semi.
Yeah, that's crazy. And we were kind of getting the ball rolling, or it seemed like getting the ball rolling there. And so, I get it, rather than producing these vehicles and just having them sit, I don't know what the answer is, but I'm sure it's a logistical nightmare for sure. Trying to figure it out and keep things rolling.
I'm glad I don't have that job.
Yeah,
that's for sure. So
keep everybody as happy as they can, from that side of it too. So
yeah, and it's hard. We're putting. I monitor this every day, every hour. It seems like I'm on the computer monitoring what's going on, where they're at, where the trucks are at, where the cars are at, and when they're going to be here. And it's so hard to even predict that anymore. Even right now, if someone wants to order something, I don't know what to tell them. I got a rough idea, but it's hard saying. It used to be tell somebody 6 to 8 weeks you'd have a vehicle sitting here. Now we're talking 14, 16, 18, 22 weeks before we can even think about what we're going to have or what's going to come up, what's going to show up.
Well, the biggest difference is, you can order really two of the same thing with just a little bit of difference in variation as far as options, and you may get one sooner than the other, and
that's true,
from stuff like that. And then also I think the visibility that we see maybe sometimes isn't always accurate, which I get because of what they're having to deal with, but when you think it's left and it's really right,
I know. Hey, good morning, John. Welcome to the show. Thanks for watching. But, that's an example. I got a company that ordered 2 Explorers identical other than color.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one come off this same line, and it went on a chip hold. The other one's here, gone and delivered to them, and the other one's still sitting up there waiting on a chip. It's frustrating on our part, but it is what it is. I guess we're going to have to call this the new norm for a while. It's going to be a while for we're out of this equation. Haven't looked exactly this morning, but, we usually have 800 to 900 new sitting on the ground, and yesterday I had 13. Sold 3, so I'm down to 10. Probably I don't think a semi came in yesterday at all from that part. So there's pros and cons to every bit of this situation, and but there's a lot of cons, I guess, is what you want to say too. But is what it is. We can't change it. We got to deal with it, and I think it's just like anything else. I mean, anything you kind of want today, it's kind of a little bit of a weight.
Yeah.
That part. Got a caller?
Yeah, we do. We got Delbert. Delbert, you're on live with Under the Hood. Go ahead.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we doing today?
Doing great. Doing great. How about yourself?
Oh, not too bad. It's a beautiful Saturday, a little chilly, but nice.
Yeah. It's we walked out the door this morning and was headed to work, and I took my breath away a little bit. I wasn't expecting to be quite that chilly, but yeah, I think it's going to be a nice day overall for sure. And
I thought we was done with this cold stuff. That's what I was thinking. We should be done.
Yeah. Compared to the weather,
This might be our last bout this week.
Yeah.
I hope you're right, Delbert. I hope you are right.
So I heard and I know this is nothing Mel Hambelton does, but I heard a story on the news about dealerships overcharging customers over the manufacturer's retail price because of the situation that, you can't get cars, and when you do, people want them. So, like I said, I know this is nothing Mel Hamilton's doing, but I mean, good Lord, I can't believe they're doing that.
Yeah, well, let's talk about what's happening there
I can see
too.
get manufacturer's price, but I can't see people trying to overcharge people like that.
Well, it's happening terribly because of this shortage of stuff too. But that is one thing. You are correct, Delbert. Here at Mel Hambelton Ford, since I've been at this helm for 14 years, almost 14 years, I have never charged over MSRP. Even when the Raptors first come out, and when the GT500s come out, and when the Mach 1s come out, the GT350s, all that stuff, we never overcharge for sticker. I will tell you the other thing we do though is we try to keep them close to home from that part. But the one thing we get a lot of is our Shelby F-150s and Shelby Raptors. And those we sell them all over the country because there's not very many Shelby dealers around. But those two, I don't sell them over MSRP. So these dealers that are doing that, I hope that, and it's not just Ford. I mean, it's General Motors. It's everywhere.
Oh, that's why I said that. It's definitely not just Ford, but there are there's a couple dealers here in town I know are and they're Ford dealers. Like I said, I do Uber, so I get a lot of customers, and one particular customer was telling me that look at February 14th here in Oklahoma City is going to be 2 car dealers changing names. So they're going to a national company.
Yeah.
I don't know the dealers that are happening, but I can assume it's probably dealers that are doing things like that. They're trying to fix that.
Yeah. The other thing that's happened out there too on the Ford side is the Lightning truck is coming up, and Ford let us kind of.
I really want one.
Oh, I know. Get in line. Just get in line, bud. I hope you've got a reservation. But also Ford let us kind of, like they should have, is let us pick who gets to get these things first, so we kind of could move people around a little bit to do that. And some of these dealers were actually charging customers to get that reservation moved. It's crazy. Wow. I mean, up to I heard anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 they were asking these customers to pay just to move their reservation. So
I could see paying somebody for their time, but yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is very true. And that's why I said we here at Mel Hambelton Ford for 14 years, we've never charged over MSRP. We'll not charge over MSRP. Even today, we're still not going to do it. As these new hot versions of cars come out, and the Broncos that they're announcing and everything else like that, and the Raptors, I think, still MSRP here at Mel Hambelton Ford. I'm not going to do it. I want to treat you right. I want to build a long-term relationship with you. And if I charge you $20,000 over for a vehicle, I've taken you out of the market for a long time. Long time.
Oh yeah, and you might have hurt your sales for future because of that. They may say, "Well, these guys overcharged me. I'm not going to come back."
Yeah, exactly. So, and again,
Josh, we are not going to leave you out because we know that the service department is one of the best in the world. So don't think we're leaving you out of this.
Well, no, thanks for the shout out.
Yeah, so
he's over there looking like, oh gosh.
Yeah, I hate that these dealers are doing it. But if you really think about it, if you go out there in the country today, there's probably 5% of the dealers that are doing this, maybe 10% who it might be, and you got the other 90% out there that are doing it correct and doing it right, and all that kind of stuff too. So shame on the guys that are doing it. I hope they get their. Like I always tell everybody, it's just they'll get the karma is what might not be today, might not be tomorrow, might not be next week, but sometime or another that karma is going to bite them. And
yes, it will. It could hurt them bad too.
I don't know. I got to be able to lay my head on my pillow at night and go to sleep knowing I did the right thing and that kind of thing. Like I tell the sales group and everybody else, there's certain things called character and integrity. And if you don't have either one of those, you're in trouble. You got to have both of them. But if you don't have either one, you're trouble.
And that's what Mel Hambelton has. That's why I appreciate it. That's why I come all the way from Oklahoma City to get some stuff done once in a while.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate that very much.
Oh, morning, Robert. I see Mount Roberts joined us this morning. He always joins. Question on I know, unless you have another caller, question on the Ford Edges.
Yes.
Are they going to revamp that? Are they going to keep it? Are they going to get rid of it?
I'm told the 23 model year is the end of the Edge, is what I'm being told.
Okay.
There's another SUV
But
coming.
Not revamp.
No revamp on it at all. They've got another one coming. They kind of are teasing it out there. Like, I'm trying to remember the name. It's like Forester or something like that. But it's another third row SUV, and I think where it's going to fit right in that Edge spot, because that's what happened to the Edge, is being a 2-row SUV. So everybody's going towards that third row SUV in the extra room and stuff like that. So I think that's what's happening here. Ford is coming in with this Forester and replacing that with the Edge. And like I said, the 23 model year is what we were been told it is the last time for the Edge. Last model year run for the Edge.
That's too bad. I really like the Edge.
Oh yeah, I get it. And think about it. I still remember those. I wasn't with Ford then, but I think the Edge come out in what, 5?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it was earlier than that, or earlier than 09. I'm thinking
05.
Like 5 or 6.
But anyway, I remember the commercials. Remember they had the commercial because it was the first one that had the big sunroof in it, and they had show people driving it. And everybody get out of the car, and that person's still staring out of the sunroof. It was a good commercial, from that part. But yeah, 05, isn't it? I think somewhere in there was when the Edge started. So it's had a good run. But it's just one of those
trivia question.
Yeah,
trivia question.
There you go. There you go. Get the Google out. Let's see what it says. What's the first year of the Edge? Yeah.
Well, that was what I was asking about. I mean, I don't really have any bad questions, so I just like talking with you guys and hearing you and getting the different perspectives that you guys have, and the customers that do call in. Get another caller in here. Come on, people, call.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, anyway, Darryl, I appreciate the comments, appreciate the call, and everything else, and we'll keep things moving along here and everything else too. So,
Roger that. All right, guys, have a great day. Sell some cars that you do have, and
we sure try. That's for sure.
Robert, you don't have time to be online. You need to be out there selling cars.
There you go. All right, buddy. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Have a good day.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Okay, got another caller coming in. We ready to go, Josh?
We'll get him patched through here and see what he's got going on, maybe with his vehicle or new automotive questions or whatever that might be. So we'll get him patched through here. And again, call in show 316-462-3673 and jump on the air here with us. And let's go to the phone and then talk to Randy. Randy, you're live with Under the Hood. Or I'm sorry, Ryan, you're live with Under the Hood. Go ahead.
So thanks for having me. Good morning, gentlemen. Josh, I've got a 2008 Dodge Caravan, and just recently the back door will not open with the key fob or the push button on any of the doors. It doesn't have the push button where it automatically swings open, and there's no key. So right now we're stuck. And I looked at a YouTube video that said, pop that rectangle panel that's on the inside of the vehicle close to that, and you can have access to it and kind of use a screwdriver to manipulate that. And personally, I haven't been able to do it. And so, have you heard of such a thing? I mean, I don't have access to lifting up that back gate. And what do you think could be a solution for that?
Yeah. So first, I just want a clarification, but I think I just got it. So, are you referring to the rear back hatch, or are you referring to a sliding door, a side sliding door?
You're right. It's the rear back.
The rear back hatch. Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
and so on your configuration, is there an actual handle back there, or is an electronic push button latch that's back there?
No, it is a manual, just the lift up latch.
Yeah. And so you have a power version of that on the fob configuration as well?
You have unlock the back. Yes, sir.
So
Using the fob.
it's just lock or unlock, but there's not you can't hit a button on the fob and it actually opens up the hatch.
No, I guess it does. No, it unlocks it. It only unlocks.
Only
Then
unlocks
you have
it.
To go.
Okay.
Correct. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. So I would say a couple of different things. So one is there is a lock actuator in those in the vehicles in the back hatch, just like there is on your driver's door or passenger door from that side. And so I wonder if there's an issue with the locking actuator and it's just won't unlock for you to be able to open that thing up, or is there something actually in the handle mechanism that it's not releasing the latch from that side? And so when you hit the lock or unlock, are you able to hear any audible noise or feel anything in that back hatch?
It does make some kind of movement, and you do hear the cocoon,
Yeah.
that noise, and then I feel it.
Yeah.
But nothing.
So something potentially could have come unhooked inside of there. Those are the actuators. They do have linkages or a cable that would go from the actuator to the actual latch itself. But what will probably end up having to happen is removing that inside panel completely off of it, and it can be tricky to do when sometimes those doors don't open or hatches don't open from that side. So but I'm going to say that we've got probably either a latch that's frozen there or an actuator that's not working like it should from that side of it. But what we're going to do, we'll throw a diagnostic onto your package and take a look at that at no charge to you, Ryan, and figure out just exactly what's going on with that thing, because that's pretty inconvenient if you got to take any cargo or do anything to not be able to get in that back hatch area for sure, I'm sure.
Okay, I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, we'll get diagnostic added onto your package, and we'll get that thing looked at and see exactly what's going on with it for you. Okay.
Okay, Phil, Josh, you guys have a good day.
Hey, thanks for the call.
All right, 316-462-3673. Let's get the phones ringing. Love to hear from you. Anyway, Furman, good morning. And yes, the Forester is a Subaru. So while you were taking that call, Josh, it's called the Equator. That's way off in that one, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. So this is in the global market currently, if I remember right. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. From that side, and I think it's just something. And who knows if they even call it something different or not.
Yeah.
From that side of it. So.
Anyway, so that's the new three-row SUV coming from Ford. Don't know exactly when it's going to get here or whatever, too. So I'm not sure, but see what happens here when Ford's going to announce that or what they're doing. But the videos are out there and everything else too. So anyway, Michael and Lisa Post, good morning. So I got to go back up through here and all the comments.
Got a lot of comments there this morning. Yep.
Too. So 316-462-3673. Love to hear from you. Let's get the phones ringing, give away that great prize package and everything else too. Josh, anything exciting happened in the shop this week that we can help? And
we I met with the advisors this week, and we talked a lot about maintenance and maintenance needs. BG came and did a presentation on a new service that they've provided for the diesels and that side of things. And then so we got to talk a lot about diesels in general from that side, but then service intervals off of engine hours and how important that is. That's something that a lot of people don't think of as idle time. And in your typical gas engine, that's not something that you really focus on too much. But a lot of manufacturers are adding hour meters to gas engines, and also to to the diesel side of things. It's been a part of their metrics for quite a while from that side of it. But it's just not something that I guess people are in the practice of checking. I'm starting to see warranty contracts or extended warranties and stuff also include hour intervals from that side. So not only do you have a time and mileage, but you also have a hour interval to that as well. And so it's just one of those things. It's another reason in my mind that there is no blanketed service interval that they can put out there and say, you know, this many times, this many hours, you need to do this service, or this date, this service needs to be done. Just because everybody's driving habits, the way they use the vehicle is so unique. The conditions that they drive in, I mean, that's why I value that multi-point inspection so with such great value, is because that's really the only way to be able to maintain that vehicle effectively and efficiently.
You know, it is, Josh. And, I've said this many times on the shows and everything else like that, but our cars run so much longer than they used to from all aspects, because, technology got so much better. These engines have gotten better, everything else from that part, like I said, back in my day, wrenching with my dad, you'd go 200 miles and we'd be putting a quart of oil in them and filling up the tires, doing all this stuff to them. Now we go 5,000 miles. Sometimes people go 10,000 miles.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is I still remember my dad preaching it back there, is getting someone to look underneath that car and look it over. And I can't tell you how many times we found stuff with my dad back then, things, and we find them today that would keep people from breaking down. Of course, back then we carried toolboxes. So,
and I mean, and don't here we've got a phone call. So let's take the phone call here, and we'll come back to this. But Mike, you're on live with Under the Hood. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, Phil and Josh.
Good morning,
Mike.
I have that. Phil, you sold this to me back in 2012. My 6.7 liter diesel truck, the F250. I recently had the DEF heater replaced, and some other module in it had went out. So I had that replaced and everything. It was really expensive to have that done. I guess what my question is how to prevent that from happening again. I mean, the truck's it's a 2012. It's only got 33,000 miles on it.
You don't drive that very much, do you, Michael?
No. So I don't know if I need to drive it more, or, I mean, what would probably prevent that from happening again, maybe?
Yeah. So
let's first explain what's happening there, Josh, so everybody kind of understands what the DEF heater is and what it's doing.
So the DEF, which is diesel exhaust fluid, is where that's at. And so there's a tank in the kind of by the fuel tank. They're actually separate, but they're back there close to each other. And so that diesel exhaust fluid, what it's doing, there's an injector that actually injects that fluid into the exhaust to bring down the emissions. Now there's only certain times that it's using that, and it's all computer calibrated from that side of things. But DEF fluid itself, the diesel exhaust fluid, is very corrosive, and especially when it's the system is sealed system, but when it hits air, then it becomes pretty corrosive. It's a lot of I want to say like a calcium deposit with it, and it's but basically in this particular situation, I don't think has really anything to do with the miles on your vehicle. I think it's more so the time side of things. In my opinion, on to be able to prolong those components or make them last longer, is the fuller that you can keep that tank, the more often, the better off you are. Just because it's not allowing the air in the tank to be able to make that stuff turn in harden basically from that side.
So basically don't let it run as low as it does. Just keep putting some DEF in, Mike, as you kind of use it. But that heater's only in the winter months where it has to heat that DEF fluid up to make it work.
Yeah.
So if you use it in the summertime, Mike, you wouldn't ever probably seen that issue come up, because that heater wouldn't been kicking on. But I think the biggest thing is just keeping it full. But the problem you've got on the 12, I don't remember that, because it doesn't have a gauge to tell you. Just all of a sudden it comes on, doesn't it?
Yeah. So
yeah, it does. I mean, I'll see it in the on the gauge and stuff where it says it's getting low on DEF fluid, but I've never let it run completely out. I keep it full, until the gauge says that it need to add DEF fluid. I'll certainly add it to it. But
yeah, and then the other side of that is there are different qualities of diesel exhaust fluid from that side of things, and there are price point differences in those. There's about 3 different really qualities of that fluid, and that makes a difference too as to what you're putting in it.
Yeah, I guess that's another thing is the quality of DEF.
And then that stuff, I mean, it really does have a shelf life. It's way worse when it's exposed to the sun. That really kind of breaks it down more. And so it being in the vehicle doesn't really concern me as much. But if you're buying a jug of it and, it's sitting in a garage, or I've seen people that have it, literally in the back of their truck, in the bed of the truck, just sitting out in the elements and the environment and the, high sun load and stuff like that. And then they go dump it in their fuel tank and stuff like that. It makes a difference that you're putting a good quality, clean fluid in there as well. So
what would be one of the better quality?
Obviously Motorcraft is I think is going to be one of the top tiers side of things. But the blue, they got the blue DEF fluid that's out there. And it's like you go to a lot of fuel stations, and especially the bigger truck stops and stuff like that, and they have that stuff in bulk that's stored in tanks underground. And not to knock any of the truck stops, and there may be some that have good quality fluid in it, but when they're purchasing that stuff, they're purchasing it from the cheapest provider that they can, just so that
save money.
Obviously it saves them a little money, and they make a little more on the bottom line of the stuff. And so from that aspect, that would
goes back to get what you pay for too, kind of. But
right.
From that aspect,
and I do, when that notice that says cleaning exhaust filter on the truck, is it always a good idea to get it out on the highway? Because a lot of times that'll come on when I'm driving around town here. It's a good idea to get out on the highway and let it do its thing.
Yeah, that's a great point. So I'll finish the kind of on the diesel exhaust fluid side of things, and that's just like when you're purchasing a set of tires and you go to a place and they sell 5 or 10 sets of tires a month, but they have a supply of tires. How long has that tire sat on the shelf at that retailer store? And so if you're going to a place that's moving a lot more tires, your date range on that tire is going to be a lot newer, a lot fresher. And I guess my example of that is the same with the diesel exhaust fluid, is that if you're going somewhere and you're purchasing your diesel exhaust fluid from a place that it's been sitting on a shelf for quite a while, that's something to look at as well. And so and then on the regeneration side of things, or the comment that you had made there, definitely, if that thing comes up and it says that it's regenerating, it is a good idea to get it out on the highway and drive it, because if you stops in the middle of a regeneration cycle, or you stop the truck, it's going to quit that cycle. And I'm not saying that it's not going to hurt it to do it occasionally, or that's a bad thing, but the more often that you can get that out and get it going and let it complete that regeneration cycle, the better off you'll be.
Okay. And on the DEF fluid, like say you go to AutoZone or O'Reilly, something like that, is there something on the box that says the manufacturer date or expiration date or something like that on the box of DEF fluid?
Yeah, I don't know as that I've ever
sat here trying to rack my. After the show, we're going to go look at our bottles.
Yeah, I know on the Motorcraft ones, there's not. Honestly, that there is not on that side of it. And so I think it's just going to be a matter of really how much they move, how much the product moves, and how much of it they sell and stuff like that, for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, that answers my questions.
All right, Michael, glad to help you. Glad to bring a great conversation there on the stuff for the diesels, because there's a lot of myths out there on that DEF fluid and stuff too. So great question.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, thank you guys.
Hey, Michael, have a good day, buddy. All right, 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, whatever it might be, we're here to answer your questions and help you with that and get you the great price package by over $130. Anyway, Josh, we need to thank a couple of people who help us keep this show going each and every week. It's Big Corner Creative. It's your full online, any advertising you need to do to help your business. You need web page design. You need Google advertising. You need traditional radio, TV, whatever it might be. Vehicle wraps, race car wraps, window tint, whatever it is to help make your business go better. Those guys down there can do a great job for you. And give Jesse and those guys a call at Big Corner Creative. As they say, just Google us. Go to rent all the great vehicles that we have in the rental department over there for Stan. But got a phone call the other day from Ford telling me got to pull a few more cars out, Josh.
Yeah.
I know it's getting pretty, and I can't even replace them. That's what's hurting so bad for that part. I know what I'm going to do, but we're going to have to do something to get some more cars over there because that's hurting also with this chip shortage and everything else too from that part. So, and then BG Products, all the great preventative maintenance products we use right inside here at Hambelton Ford. Love their products. Been using them for a long, long time. And what I love, they're right here local here in Wichita. I love their research and development. They stay on top of everything. And, I think we give them a car a week to go take and test and do different things on. So love BG Products. Love what they do. And it's not just because they're on our show, but they're great. And they'll make your cars run many, many more miles. So thanks for the partnership at BG Products. Okay, so now what do I got up here on the screen, Josh? I hit something.
Yeah, I think you put up a chat there that somebody had.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? Okay. So anyway, Josh, as we were talking back and forth.
Yeah, so the last thing we were talking about was, the multi-point inspection and the the value that has and the mileage interval and how that maintenance needs can be so much different on one vehicle compared to the next on how somebody's driving it and what their use is for it and stuff like that. And I get I don't know, I don't want to say frustrated, but with these manufacturers when they put these oil minder lights on there and the consumers that if it's on there, I can understand how it would be confusing as a consumer. As well, I just wait till my oil light comes on and then I change my oil. In some cases, it could be 10, 12,000 miles between oil change intervals, and just from what we see and the distance between that may work for a consumer, but that does not work for every consumer. You know, it's just so variant on what you do with the vehicle, and to have a certified technician under there and looking at that vehicle on a frequent basis, that's what it's about.
Yeah, it just goes back to the manufacturers carry about the warranty period only. After it's out of warranty, they don't care. So they're just trying to figure out how to make sure they get that engine or transmission or whatever in its cycle out of their warranty side of that part. So also remember in your owner's manual, that maintenance schedule is your minimum you need to do to that car to maintain that thing, basically to keep your warranty good. That's all the manufacturers care about. They put those on there thinking they can say their cars cost less to maintain. Well, I'm going to tell you, of all years of me selling cars, I've not had anybody ask me the cost of maintaining one versus another car and deciding how they're going to buy a car. That's not that's just not what happens. I was on a board with General Motors when they came out with these oil life indexes on the cars. And I remember meeting with the guy, me and another dealer guy, the service manager, and we were talking to the engineer that actually designed it and was all for this because he thought he was saving the environment, saving the amount of oil, all that kind of thing. But we couldn't get it through to him that the car still needs to come in and get inspected. They still need to have tires rotated. They can't go 10. Some of these lights were going 14 and 15,000 miles before the light would come on. So if you want to use the oil life index, I'm going to tell you, when it hits 50%, change the oil. If you're going to go by that light or whatever, don't let it go all the way to that other deal. But that's just changing your oil, and having a certified technician look over that car every 5,000 miles is the best insurance I think you can spend. Even if you change it a little more often. Clean engine oil is going to make that engine live so much longer and protect that investment. As expensive these cars are getting today, why would you not want to maintain it? Why would you not want to take care of it and make it run as many miles as you can? Unless you're going to drive it 10,000 miles and trade it. I'm good with that too. But
even still, though, the value of which that vehicle is to that next owner is how was it taken care of? From that side of it. So it's definitely something for me. It's more about getting a certified technician under there to look everything over and make sure that it's good. That it's good to go.
Yep, I get it. So 316-462-3673. Hey, dial up the phones. Let's love to talk to you. Love your great questions. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries. Love to give you the great price package, and who knows, might even get a free diagnostic out of it too.
Ryan got a free diagnostics for that rear hatch for his van there. So very, very cool. The next thing, let's talk about Ford Pass and what all they're doing there.
Yeah,
they come out with a deal the beginning of this month, but they're offering pickup and delivery. So Ford,
let's talk about Ford Pass, what it is.
Yeah,
let's just do the whole. You're right, Josh. We need to talk the whole gamut of Ford Pass, and basically it's our loyalty program.
Yeah, it's essentially a loyalty program. And it's something. So I guess we can even start that. I want to say in what was it? Probably 2016-ish, 2016, 2017 is when they started coming out with certain model lines of vehicles, Ford specific, that had the ability to have connected modems. And with that, if you had the Ford Pass app, you don't have to have a vehicle with a connected modem to have Ford Pass app and get all the benefits of that. But on certain vehicles with connected modems, you get features in which you can remote start your car, lock and unlock it, locate tire pressures,
locate
fuel, the amount of fuel that's currently in the vehicle, the mileage, you're able to see the mileage on it, things like that. And now, they've advanced this and it's only going to get more and more, but literally if your check engine light or low tire light comes on or any type of indicator, it'll give a description of what it is and why it's on, and then what the corrective action needs to be. You can schedule service appointments right from that phone or right from that Ford Pass app and stuff like that. So that's the benefits of the side of it, that if you have a connected vehicle with a connected modem or the ability to do that. But then as a consumer outside of that, if you have the app and you service your vehicle at any Ford facility, there's basically points that go back for the services that you paid for into that account, and you're able to use those or bank them up at a later date. They're good at any Ford dealer. We prefer you to obviously use them with us,
right?
But you can, if you're traveling or headed somewhere, you can locate a dealer off of the app. There's lots of other features and functions of the app itself. But then in addition to that, currently they've got a special going on now that if you have the account set up and you want your vehicle picked up, and for whatever reason, that's part of that service. Now we do that generally
all the time,
but it's something new that's out there, and that actually reimburses the dealer a little bit for us to be able to do that for you. So I think that's a great thing. And then taking that even one step forward, there's a Ford Visa rewards card that you can sign up for, and you go out and it's a Visa credit card, and you can use it at any retail establishment, but basically you earn points back onto that Ford Pass app for vehicle repairs or purchase if you wanted to save them and use it as a down payment for a new vehicle or whatever from that side. But just for buying groceries, buying gas, normal things that you would routinely do. And last I checked, that everybody driving a vehicle needs some sort of maintenance,
exactly.
Of some sort. So why not take the advantage of that and be able to use that,
Yep, I agree 100%. 100%. So make sure you join up a Ford Pass. And again, when you purchase a new car, you receive 42,000 points, which is equivalent to about 3 free oil changes. When you buy a certified pre-owned car, you get 22,000 points, which is about a maintenance and a half. So all kinds of ways to earn points. You get that 5% for everything you spend in our service department. And now, Josh, let's roll right into, I got a question come up in chat, but while we're rolling into that, we got to roll into, we didn't have a rewards program and loyalty for the racing side. So we've made that too. So now you can, when you come in and get your race parts, tires, fuel, whatever it is, make sure you get your card, and we will sign you up with that, and you'll get 5% to put back on that card to spend at a later time or whatever. So basically anything you can get, even Big Corner Creative for racing stuff, is included in that 5%. So if you get your wrap done, whatever it is like that part, they're there to help you and get you that 5%. So make sure you get signed up on the Ford Pass and also get signed up on the Mel Hambelton Racing 5% owner loyalty points program also. So anyway, Josh got a question here on the chat line coming up from Mr. Millspaw. Of course, back up here, Mr. Furman. Yeah, we're excited for race season 2. Looks like he's going to have 69 nights of racing. That's going to be a lot, James, recording stuff. So have fun with that and everything else too. But yeah, ready to go racing, that's for sure. Mr. Millspaw, what are the main differences between a GT500 and GT350? Well, a lot, to be honest with you.
I think they say the guys that have the 300s are, well, I don't, yeah.
You got some comment you're going to say there?
I was going to it, then I decided against it. Jake's is a 300, isn't it?
Jake's a 350. Yeah, Jake's got the 350. Yeah, Jake's got the 350. So the 350s, of course, 500 were out for quite a few years, but it went 14 was the last year for the GT500. I think it was 17 was the first year for the GT350s. And then there's a 350R, of course, too. But then there's the GT500. And Bill, there's a huge difference in those two cars, my opinion anyway. Some guys might argue with me on that part of it, whatever. But basically, the GT350s is about 500, I believe 510 horse, I think, or something like that. GT500s are 760 horsepower. There's a different suspension package and stuff under the GT500, but the other real big difference to me is the transmission. The 350s are manuals, and in the GT500 there's a 7-speed dual clutch, and
which is automatic.
It's automatic, but you put that thing in the street mode or the drag mode, and when it goes, you cannot feel that thing shift. You just see the RPM change. It's that quick. It's that fast. But I think that's a lot of the differences between the 500 and 350. But is that transmission? But of course, the horsepower is there and everything else too from that part. But totally two different cars, in my opinion, on what they do, how they perform. I still remember, Josh, you were with us at the Ford when they announced the new GT500.
Yeah.
And they said we're going to beat the Hellcat with horsepower, which they did for the 760. But he said ours is going to turn left and turn right, not just go straight. And let me tell you, it does turn left and turn right. So firsthand knowledge. And I've told this to many people. I've got a 2020 GT500, and I've drove a lot of cars, Josh. I'm telling you, there's nothing more impressive to me than that car. Not trying to be biased because I own one of them or whatever, but I'm telling you, it's just something about the car, how it performs, how it drives and everything. Jake and I went out to North Carolina and drove. Well, you got to go drive. What'd you drive? You drove.
So I drove the. It was just GTs as well.
You drove the GTs. What you drove?
Yep.
And so I went out to drive the GT500s, Ford's cars, performance driving school, and talking to those race instructors. They even said the same thing. This car is way overboard from what it can do and everything else from that part. How fast it is, how quick it is, how they handle. I thought I could drive pretty good, but then those guys to ride with those guys, the guy can get it on.
They make it happen, that's for sure. I mean, it'd be a horrible job just out there, just driving cars all the way around the track.
I'd hate that too, wouldn't you, Josh?
I don't know. It just wouldn't work. So
I'd let somebody else do it, right?
You know what?
It'd take me a long time to get bored with it. I can promise you that.
What drives or impresses me most about those cars is, like you said, in this industry, I've had the opportunity to be in and out of a lot of different things. Whether it's foreign or Italian or supercars from that side, but to be able to get the performance that you get out of the thing, but then also just the comfort of just driving it down the road. I mean, some of those higher performance cars, they're nice if that's what you're doing with it. But if you're just driving it, it just beats you to death, and it's so you feel every bump in the road and everything like that. And that's just not the case.
And I did take my GT500 one time to go see my mom in Blue Springs and drove it up there and back, and I won't do that again because I was so scared to death of hitting something, rock chips, anything else like that, or
everybody else.
Then everywhere I was driving down I-35, there's deers dead on the side of the road. That's all I could think about, and everything else too. But you are right; that car is comfortable, unless you turn it and put it into the street mode, strip mode, and it does, the shocks change and all that kind of stuff and everything else too. But I'll challenge anybody to that. You bring it up. You want to challenge me the GT500? Even I had a guy arguing with me about the new Corvette. It's only got 500 and some horsepower. Yeah, I know it's a mid-engine and everything else like that. I think the Corvette would stand with me, beat me probably the first 60 foot or something like that. But then after that, the 0760 horsepower is going to come on as board and be gone.
Strong. Yeah.
But anyway, so Bill, I hope we answered your questions and everything else on that part. But I do believe the production of the GT500 is getting very, very slim. With the first year of the 2020s, we got I think 6, didn't we?
Yeah, and then out of those, what you ended up with just 2 of the carbon,
just 2 of the carbon
package,
2 of the carbon facts and the painted stripe, and then last year we just got 1 car and it wasn't even the.
Yeah, it was just it didn't have the carbon pack on it,
nothing at all. And then for 22, I haven't even got an allocation yet, so I don't know what's going to happen in 22. And I think a lot of it is just chip shortage. They can't afford to build. They need these ships going to their more higher volumes and all that kind of stuff. That too, and stuff too. Let's go to another thing. The Raptor R that everybody keeps talking about. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Ford has not come out and said they're going to build that truck yet or anything else either.
Yeah.
I think they might. What we're being told is going to be the same motor in the GT500, but it's only 750 horsepower. I don't know why only 10 horsepower less, but that's what they're saying. But that's all the sites out there and everything saying. It's not Ford saying
that. Yeah.
So who knows what's going to happen with that situation? Do I think it'd be a great, have a Raptor of the GT500? Yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool and everything else too. But I just don't know when they're going to build it, what's going to happen. That's for sure. So anyway, just a few minutes left in the show. Love to take some more calls. 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, whatever it might be. We'd love to help you more understand your car. I know you can Google some stuff out there, but man, Google can take you down the wrong path too.
Yeah, so I think the next thing we need to talk about is next weekend.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that yet, have we?
Yeah.
I got 2 things I want to talk about now that you say that.
All right.
But yeah, next weekend, race open house. Don't want to miss it. All kinds of prizes, all kinds of exciting things going on and stuff too.
Oh, I was going to talk about the Daytona 500, but
oh yeah, right. Whatever. That's true too. The Daytona 500 is next Sunday.
Yeah.
But anyway, our race open house, we're going to have all kinds of vendors here. Renegade is going to be here putting on some seminars with their fuels and that sort of thing too. So you don't want to miss out on that. Lunch, Jordan Whitehead with Chandler and Dan's are going to be cooking lunch from 11 to 1. So free lunch and everything on that part, but you don't want to miss out. You got to get in here, get registered up for the drawings.
Yeah.
All the great stuff we're going to give away. There are all kinds of cookies and snacks and all kinds of things.
We'll have on all sorts of stuff. We got
discounts on everything too from that part. So you don't want to miss the race open house 9 to 4 next Saturday. Kick off race season and bring your fuel jugs. We're going to have the fuel station open up. So if you want to save money on some fuel, we'll have that ready to go. And again, 5% off that fuel. Can't beat that, right? So next thing is, we've been talking about a big announcement, Josh, that we haven't been able to announce. It's coming Monday, Mr. Furman. I know you've been itching to find out what it is, but Monday, it's coming. We'll be able to announce it Monday what we're doing, what's happening, and what's new and exciting for Mel Hambelton Ford and Mel Hambelton Ford Racing. Monday, I don't know, noonish, somewhere in there, we'll probably have something out raring to go and everything else too from that standpoint. So stay tuned to Facebook Live Monday, and we'll let you know kind of what the new announcement is, what we got going there to kick off race season 2022, and excited for all the stuff. And been talking to Nick back there, and with supplies and demand, we're a little short on sheet metal right now, but that's all over the country from that part. But other than that, I think our supply chains are pretty good and everything else too. And now then, let's talk about Traxxas.
Yeah.
This is, Jake and I used to race those little RC cars. I shouldn't say I raced. I always say it's crew chief, if you want to call it whatever. But race those things all over. Now Traxxas came to us looking for another dealer on the west side, and it has blown me away at how many people want to come play with these cars. It is cool. They are what has changed since Jake and I was racing them till now is unbelievable difference. They had one out here in the parking lot. Well, of course, everybody saw it on Facebook, our snow jumps and all that kind of stuff. But they had one out in the parking lot, one of those 100-mile-an-hour dudes. Holy smokes! 0 to 100 in 1.2 seconds, I think.
Just rolling.
Oh man! But then to control it.
Yeah.
So anyway, as we're kicking off the Traxxas thing to talk about that too, is we have signed up to be a great sponsor with the new Kansas International Dragway Park, as they're renaming it. And also Bar to Bar. Can't thank Bruce enough for his partnership and everything we're going to do out there at Bar to Bar. But some of the things we've talked about doing is, like, say, for example, in the afternoon at Kansas International Dragway, we're going to have an RC drag race. And then in a couple hours later, we're going to have a jump over at Bar to Bar with the RC cars.
Yeah, very cool.
You can't go, Josh.
I will go.
Just kidding.
Yeah, no, I'll go.
Just kidding. So we're going to have some, and I think we're going to get a series going with Kansas International Drag for a point series. We're going to try to see if they can kicked off this year, maybe be next year or whatever. But that part, and excited for those two partnerships out there together at Kansas International Dragway Park and Bar to Bar, and with Goose and Kevin. That's going to be fun out there. They've got so much energy and so much excitement. Can't wait to be a part of that and help Kansas International Dragway grow and go into the walls are coming, Josh, too. They promised they're going to do it. Don't quote me this number. I can't remember exactly. I think it's 30 feet at a time, so the track doesn't have to shut down or anything else from that part. And Bruce was out here yesterday. We signed up with him, and he's got a great schedule and everything else from that part too. So excited for race season 2022. It's going to be a blast. And then I'm going to challenge you on that jump, Josh. Oh. You know what we have to do? We'll have to just do this, share the car. So that way it's even.
Yeah.
How about that?
I like it.
Little challenge. I'm calling you out, Josh, as they say. So, Mr. Furman wants a hint about Monday morning what's going to be announced.
Well,
can't. I almost slipped several times, Furman, but I didn't.
Yeah, so the hint was Monday morning, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that was the hint.
That was the hint, Furman. Monday morning. So anyway, stay tuned to our Facebook page Monday morning. We'll have a huge announcement that's coming there from that part. Excited for this. Been itching for several weeks to set this off, but just can't do it. No, it's not a jump rope challenge either, Furman. Yeah, well, who's going to have to jump rope again? Oh,
that was not involved in that. That was I think it was you and Bruce, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember now. Somebody's going to do some jump rope, and I know that for sure. So
I know who wasn't going to do the jump rope.
Loser was jump roping, right?
Yeah, I'll substitute a jump rope for me.
Yeah, exactly. So lots of exciting things happening here. So don't miss the race open house next Saturday, 9 to 4, lunch 11 to 1 for Jordan and Chandler Dans. All kinds of prizes, all kinds of goodies, all kinds of discounts. Make sure you get signed up for your 5% owner's loyalty discount here at Mel Hambelton Ford Racing, and build up your points and use them at later times. And again, that's anything you spend in the race shop. 5% goes back on that card for you to spend at a later time. Fuel station will be open up next Saturday, so make sure if you want to get your fuel, get your jugs ready, bring them up. We'll fill them up for you and everything else too. Love to help you with that too, and get your 5% and save you some money there on that part too. And again, stay tuned to our Facebook page Monday morning. Live announcement coming. Excited for that too. Who's gonna? Whoop, almost spit that out, didn't I? Won't do it, Josh. Don't do it, Josh.
Trying so hard not to.
I want to so bad.
Yeah.
I wanted to so bad for a couple of weeks, but just hasn't worked out yet. So anyway, Josh, any last final comments, anything else like that? We're kind of running out of time here and everything else too. So
yeah, like I said, if your vehicle's due for service, let's make it happen. Let's take advantage of that pickup and delivery side of things that we offer and that we do so well from that side of it. So we'll get a certified technician into the vehicle and get it inspected and serviced up and ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving.
Exactly. So let us make it easy and convenient for you from that part. So let's go one more time through our sponsors, which is BG Products. Love their great products. Love the partnership we have with BG. BG will be here next Saturday too, Josh.
Yeah.
With their display of things. You don't want to miss out on that, on their display, what they've got there too. Love all their great products they sell and make your car run many more miles, and just appreciate the partnership we have with those guys at BG Products right here in Wichita. And of course, their big production plant in El Dorado also. So from that part. Big Corner Carady for all your advertising needs. Hey, anything you need to advertise your company, web page design, Google advertising, any kind of things to help make your business grow and drive more business to your company. Race car wraps, vehicle wraps, and remember, 5% on any race car wraps on that part on your Mel Hambelton Ford rewards card too. So as the guys at Big Corner Carady say, just Google us and then go to rent. Hey, looking for a rental car, look for something like that, give Stan a call right inside here at Mel Hambelton Ford for your rental needs. Please getting thin, so make sure you're planning ahead and give Stan a call as you can. So everybody have a great Saturday. We'll talk to you next Saturday on the showroom as we kick off the race open house next Saturday, 9 to 4. Don't miss it. Going to be a blast. We'll see you all next Saturday.